Hi guys, it's Anthony with AJK Beauty. Back with another video. I know it's been quite some time since I've done one. I ended up deciding to hold off on doing like any specific reviews for like individual products because to be honest, a lot of the stuff that I was using I had already talked about in previous Get Ready With Me videos or Get Unready With Me videos. So I didn't have a ton to cover. However, I'm switching it up, so I'm probably going to do my monthly empties videos because I think that's the best way to get through a lot of like little mini reviews. And then of course you can always find me at ajkbeauty.wordpress for like more in-depth reviews. And then my Face Story subscription unboxings are going to be a little less frequent because I have my monthly 7 Luxe box, which is the 7 sheet mask box, and then they changed their Luxe Plus, which has the full size skincare. They switched that to every 3 months, so I'm not gonna have as many of those to go through. So which is nice because then it's not just constant unboxing videos and that type of thing. I think it'll be a little bit nicer just to have maybe 2 or 3 videos per, or 3, yeah, maybe max like 4 videos per month, just depending on what's going on. And I haven't been doing a lot of skincare shopping necessarily, so I don't have a lot of like haul videos and stuff because I have so much right now. We can show you. I've got so much stuff to get through right now, so it's gonna be a minute before I get back on the skincare shopping bandwagon. Of course, I do pick up a few things here and there, but I haven't done like big hauls necessarily. So, anywho, so this is going to be a Get Unready With Me video. There is quite a few new products to my evening routine, so I just wanted to touch on some of the new stuff that's in my routine. Some of this stuff might be new products that you haven't seen me use before. And I just want to touch on them individually and then go over kind of a little bit more detail when I get to the empties for them. So of course I'm still planning on doing some battle of the whatever videos. I have some exfoliating toners. I've got 3 or 4 of them that I want to put up against each other and do a video for. I've also got some moisturizers that I kind of want to do a battle with too. So expect those videos coming in the next couple months as well as I finish each of those products and then kind of put my thoughts together on all 3 compared to each other. So anyway, all that being said, let's go ahead and dive in. Of course, I still have to jump in the shower, but I wanted to talk about my oil cleanser and get that on my face, and then I'll jump in the shower to rinse it or emulsify it, and then I'll be back to you guys with water cleanser and the rest of the steps. So tonight's gonna be a little bit of a longer form because I have a couple masks that I'm gonna be throwing on as well tonight. So there'll be a lot of put the mask on, see you in 10 minutes, put the mask on, see you in 15 minutes. So, but we'll get through this. It's been a while since I've done a video, so might as well make it a big one. So anywho, the oil cleanser that I'm gonna be using today or tonight, keep in mind that this is all gonna be reversed because I have to use my front-facing camera on my phone because that's how I record videos. It's a little awkward. Hopefully someday I'll get a formal vlogging camera that'll face me the right way, but until then, this is the Illy cleansing oil. I think I've shown this before. I don't remember. Hello. Okay, so this product, this cleansing oil is actually really nice. It's a really lightweight feeling cleansing oil, and it has this kind of like powdery yet vanilla-y yet herbal kind of scent to it, kind of fragrance. So there is added fragrance in this, but it's really nice. It really breaks down all of my excess sunscreen, excess oil, dirt, surface impurities. And it just feels really comfortable and lightweight, and it has a lot of that slip to it, so you can kind of really get in there and massage the skin. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with this. The reason that I won't be doing an actual review on it, unfortunately, is because I think it's been discontinued. I was starting to put together a review for it because I've used it for over a month now, and I tried to pull it back up on Amazon is where I bought it, so I tried to follow the link that I had when I made the purchase. It's no longer available through that. I tried searching for it elsewhere on Amazon, couldn't really find it. It's not popping up on Yes Style or Style Korean or any of those sites, at least not in this form. I've seen another cleansing oil from them that's in like a light blue packaging, and I have no idea if it's the same one, because this is all in Korean on the back, and the ones that I am finding that are available are on eBay, and they're really expensive compared to how much I paid for it. So I think it's been discontinued. I don't think there's very many of them left. I'm not sure if they did a reformulation or if they just did a repackaging and that blue one is the same formula. I can't be sure. So I like it. I think it's a really nice oil cleanser. Smells good, feels good, does the cleansing job, and it doesn't leave my face feeling like there's any residue left. It doesn't feel oily or sticky or anything like that. It just emulsifies really well. But I'm not gonna say, oh, I love it, everyone go out and get it, and it doesn't exist anymore. So it's just gonna be used. I'm gonna use it up. I probably got another month left. I'm about halfway through, so I probably have another month with it. And then I'm gonna move on to ones that actually, you can go purchase pretty easily. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this, get it all on my skin, and then jump in the shower. I'm gonna cut out when I cut back. We'll start with water-based cleanser and then move along from there. All right, see you in a bit. Bye. Hi guys, so we're back. I just got out of the shower, got all toweled off, all that good stuff. So I did the oil cleanser that was the Illy cleansing oil. We already talked about, so let's jump right in with the water-based cleanser. The one that I'm using right now, once again, it's all going to be backwards, is the Innisfree. Can we get that, please? Yeah, that's close enough. Innisfree Blueberry Rebalancing 5.5 Cleanser. So I've been using this. It'll be a month this week. So I'm just starting to put together the last touches of the review so I can get all that posted. But this is one that I actually got as a gift from my cousin as a Christmas gift, and I just now, a month ago, got around to using it because I've got a lot of cleansers to get through. But this one is just a really basic, straightforward cream gel kind of cleanser. It comes out kind of creamy. You really only need like that much per application, just a small amount. And it's just got like a little bit of a pearlescence to it. It's really nice. Even though it's focused with blueberry extract, it doesn't really have like a blueberry scent like the Glow Recipe Blueberry Bounce Gentle Cleanser. That smells like blueberries. It has the added fragrance. I don't know, because there's no English ingredients, so I'm gonna have to look it up. I don't know if there's fragrance in this, but I would be surprised if there is, because it doesn't really smell like anything. It just kind of has a generic kind of fresh, clean scent. But what I like about it is that it lathers up really nicely. I found that when I use my Noonie whip maker, my whip maker that I usually use to create foam, you have to kind of get it just right to get that dense lather. Otherwise, it just feels kind of watery. But in the hand, since you're using just a minimal amount of water, it foams up just fine. I mean, it's not like crazy, amazing, super luxurious foam or anything. It's pretty just basic, but it feels nice. It does the job. I love that it doesn't leave, after I'm done massaging it in for a minute or so. It doesn't leave my skin feeling dry or stripped at all. It just feels really, really, my skin always just feels kind of soft, yet thoroughly cleansed afterwards. I wouldn't say that it imparts any like brightening power or anything like that, which is hard for cleansers to do anyway because they're being rinsed off so quickly. But some cleansers that I've used over time, I notice like, oh, my skin's looking a little bit more clear, maybe slightly more even toned, or maybe just slightly brighter, or there's other benefits to it besides it just being a cleanser and that's it. This is definitely a cleanser and that's it, kind of, at least for me. It doesn't strip away hydration, but it doesn't impart any like nourishment or anything like that. It's just pretty straightforward, kind of just a classic cleanser, which isn't a bad thing. I'm going to finish doing this. I'm going to speed things up and then we'll keep talking about it, okay? Okay, so like I said, it's just a very, I want to say just kind of basic or generic cleanser, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It does its job, it does it really, really well, and actually it's pretty darn affordable. So I like it. It's just that I've used other cleansers like the cleanser from the Lotus I've reviewed before. I also had a cleanser from Sulwhasoo that just had such an amazing sensory experience as well as being gentle yet thorough. So those just felt like kind of a step above. This is just fine, and I think it's a really good cleanser for people with maybe sensitive skin or can't really handle fragrances or any of that stuff, because I think it's pretty like a stripped down version of a cleanser, so you really just get what you need in this. Of course I'll have to check when I put together the full ingredients list, but so far so good. I mean, I've got probably a couple weeks left. There's the last bit that I have, maybe another week or so, because I use it twice a day. So yeah, there's that. Moving on. Tonight I'm going to be doing a couple of masks. So normally, or I guess one mask that is a wash off and then a sheet mask. So normally I would do my toner at this step, but because I'm going to be doing the mask, I'm going to do that first, then rinse that, then come back with the toner, and then we'll go from there. So the mask that I'm using is the Pure Heals Volcanic Pore. Oh, you almost had it. You almost had it, little buddy. There we go. The Pure Heals Volcanic Pore Tightening Mask. This is just a clay / kind of mud mask. You've seen them, you've heard of them. This one's not really incredibly special in any way other than the fact that rather than it doesn't really dry up, and I'll show you before I rinse it off. It doesn't really dry like a there we go. It doesn't dry like a normal clay mask where it feels super tight and like your skin feels like it can't move or your muscles can't move. It does it slightly, but it's very, very minimal compared to other masks. This almost has like more of a, I'm gonna have to look in the mirror, sorry. This has almost more of like a buttery consistency and creamy, which I really, really like. It just goes on super smooth. So I just put a nice thin yet, decent layer across my entire face, and I even go down to my neck. And the other thing that's funny about this is it's actually pretty close to my skin tone, so it's kind of hard you can see it more in the camera, but to the naked eye it has more of like a peach tint as opposed to that yellow that you're seeing. And so it's kind of hard for me to be like, oh, did I get a good layer there or not? So it basically just looks like I went really, really heavy with the concealer and foundation, and I used something that was maybe expired because it's chunky foundation, but yeah, when I first put this on I was like, oh, it just looks like, it almost looks like my skin. Like if from far away someone probably wouldn't even be able to tell that I've got anything on my face. But anywho, okay, so it's got this like smooth and kind of creamy consistency. There is a little bit of grit to it, and we'll talk about that when I rinse it. But it just goes on really nicely. It feels almost slightly cooling upon contact, which I guess a lot of clay masks do. But this is definitely not your Aztec healing, whatever that secret clay mask is that you have to mix with apple cider vinegar. This is nowhere near that strong. There's another one that I used from Skin and Lab, I think is what it's called. And that one, once again, way more intense than this. This is just a lot more approachable, I think, for people that are just starting with clay masks and they don't need anything that's gonna like suck like be a vacuum for their pores or anything like that and feel uncomfortable. This is a very comfortable mask, and something that even those that have more sensitive skin will probably be happy with. So that's it. That's the mask. Like I said, it almost looks like it's not too far from my actual skin tone. So I'm going to let this sit for 15 minutes. I'm going to go and keep writing the review for that that Innisfree Blueberry Cleanser. I need to kind of get most of it wrapped up. That way I can post it. I think on Tuesday is officially my 1 month mark. So just in a couple days. So yeah, I'm going to do that. And then when I come back, this will be fully dry. And we'll talk about how it feels rinsing. And then we'll go from there. All right, thanks. Thanks. Whatever. Bye. All right, so back. It's been about 10 or 15 minutes, and the mask, as you can tell, it has dried for the most part. Of course, it does do a little bit of restricting of, movement and stuff, but it's not like that super hard cast from a mask. There's still some wet spots, but you don't want it to be, for the most part, you're not trying to wait for it to like completely harden and stiffen up. Because that can actually pull moisture from the skin as opposed to impart it if it's a moisturizing mask or is supposed to provide some hydration. So you just want to give it the 10 to 15 minutes or whatever it recommends on the package. You're not necessarily waiting for it to completely dry. So there's days where I might go a little bit heavier in certain areas, and so they're still completely like sticky and wet, but I still just go for it because it's really more about allowing the ingredients to do their work. It's not that actual process of drying that's doing a whole lot. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse this guy off real quick, and then we'll probably just speed through it. I won't cut you off again. And then we'll move into toner, essence, serum, blah, 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 all the fun stuff. So give me just a couple minutes. I wanted to jump in and say I'm still rinsing, but I wanted to stop myself because I mentioned that there's a little bit of grit to it earlier, and that's because it has an ingredient called crystalline wax, and that wax actually acts when you go to rinse this product off. It acts as a mild physical exfoliator, so you can feel like these little balls or these little grits in the formula, and some of that has to do with the nature of the clay, of course, but it has just a little bit of a micro or tiny little, mini physical exfoliation that I really like. So sometimes when I'm rinsing this off, I'll kind of stop midway while there's still some of that product on my skin and just kind of give myself a gentle facial massage, just massage it in, because it actually does do a really nice, mild physical exfoliation. And not as nearly as intense as something like a sugar scrub or those like shell scrubs, but it's pretty decent. I mean, you might be able to get away with that as your physical exfoliation. People with, more sebum, excess sebum or acne prone skin, or someone with more oily skin is probably going to need some more like I do. I actually have my sugar scrub here that I use a couple times a week, but for those with normal skin that just want a little something, this might be enough. So if you do pick up this product, just remember as you're rinsing it off, maybe stop about halfway through once you've got it all kind of back to its, muddy clay form, and just give a little bit of a scrub, because it does slough off some excess skin, and it feels really nice afterwards. Your skin always feels super soft. So that's enough. I'm going to go ahead and keep rinsing it, and then we'll move on. Whew, okay. Okay. All right, so toner time. I'm going to talk to you about, actually I'll save it for my Get Ready With Me video next week. I'm going to talk to you about my typical nighttime toner. This one is, whoops, my mouthwash just fell. Okay, so this toner, I don't know if I mentioned it in another Get Unready or Get Ready video with me, but I've had it for over a month now. It's the, it's the Moon Juice Beauty Shroom Exfoliating Acid Potion. I've been using this for a couple months. I think I did talk about it, but anyway, I've been using it for a couple months in the evening just as kind of like my chemical exfoliation step. And it's a pretty potent stuff. It's basically an acid-based toner. And I think the percentage is, I think it's over 25% acid complex. And that includes glycolic and salicylic acid. I think it also has lactic acid in it too. The ingredients aren't on the bottle, but yeah, it's got a few different acids in it, AHA and BHA combo. And I just put a couple drops of it onto a cotton pad. And then I almost dropped it. I basically start from here and work my way out and then up to my forehead. So I've been doing this in place of like, a lot of people use the Cosrx AHA and BHA power liquids. A lot of people use the Cosrx acid pads, which I actually have those clear pads in my stash. But I like an acid-based toner. I fell in love with the Peach and Lily, the Good Acids Pore Toner, and I really like it. But this one is definitely more potent. It does a more intense job of retexturizing my skin, keeping acne at bay, and lightening dark spots and hyperpigmentation. Not drastically, but it keeps new acne from forming super intense spots, which I like. And it takes off. Look at how much of that mud stuff was still left on my skin. Ooh. So it helps to take off anything that your cleansers might have left behind, or like if you use a mask like that. So I really like it. It's definitely not for the faint of heart as far as your skin goes, because it's pretty intense. So I would say if you're just starting out with acid-based products or acid-based toners, go for something like the Cosrx Power Liquids. Those are 7% each. The Good Acids Pore Toner is perfect for sensitive skin or people just starting out, because it's formulated, I think, with less than 1% of acids, but the way that it's formulated and how it works, it still is able to get some decent, gentle exfoliation done. You're probably still going to want to go for like a once a week, like wash off mask, or like a wash off exfoliating mask. They have their mask called the Super Reboot Resurfacing Mask. That's going to be your, something a little bit more, not effective, but a little bit more powerful if you're looking to, like, if you have excess sebum or super oily skin, that's going to be a good option. So, yeah, the Good Acids Pore Toner, I'd say I would use that almost as like a maintenance type of thing, kind of in between your bigger exfoliation, your weekly or bi-weekly exfoliation. This I use about 3 or 4 times a week, and then I interchange that with a hydrating toner, but I use the hydrating toner in the morning too. So we'll talk about that in my get ready video. But yeah, so I only use this a few times a week, and since I've been using this, I don't use like a weekly deep acid exfoliation, like a wash off, like the Super Reboot or the Drunk Elephant Sukari Baby Facial, or the ordinary AHA BHA peeling solution. Oh, hold on. I think someone's at the door. Hold on. Hey, sorry about that. Fam just got home. Okay, so this toner, I did a few drops on this side with a cotton pad swiped, same on the other side swiped, and then I usually will take just a couple more drops and pat them right in to my skin just to make sure it gets a good dose of that acid. What I've loved about this product is I was expecting it, because it's such a high percentage, to cause some sensitivity and to maybe impact my moisture barrier, but so over the month, I think I'm almost to 2 months with that, I haven't noticed any irritation or anything like that. Of course, I've used a lot of AHA and BHA products in the past, so I don't know if my skin's just super used to it. So of course, if you have sensitive skin, I don't think you should jump right into something that's 25% acid. You want to start with something that's a lower percentage and then work your way up. So, but that's that for the Moon Juice. I was out talking to everybody. So in that, I typically will wait 2 to 5 minutes, just depending after I've applied that, just to make sure that the acid has gotten a chance to absorb and do its thing. And then you don't rinse that off or anything. It's a leave-on toner. It's got some other interesting ingredients. I'll do a full review. This is one of the toners that I'm going to do as part of the acid-based toner challenge. This is one of the 3 that I'm going to incorporate into that. So watch that video when it comes out, because I'll go over all the other ingredients that are in this. It's called Beauty Shroom because it has mushroom extracts and some other ingredients that provide antioxidant power and hydration. So it's not just straight up acid. So yeah, that's that. I pat that in, give it a couple minutes, which I did previously after I swiped it, so I'm not going to worry too much, and just go ahead and move on to my essence. And that is the Blythe Vital Treatment. Haha, there we go. It's kind of hard to see. Vital Treatment 8 Nourishing Beans, Vitalizing and Lifting Essence. So this essence is one that I picked up from Glow Recipe when they were having their clearance sale, when they were switching to just in-house products and clearing out all of their curated brands. And so I picked all 3 of the Blythe essences up. There's a seeds one, and then I think it's grains and seeds and beans. This is 8 Nourishing Beans. This one's interesting because you can see it's got little beads in it, and those beads are little encapsulated beads of vitamin E, which is a really good nourishing vitamin, hydrating, and it helps support other vitamins, especially vitamin C. They work really, really good to boost the antioxidant power and help fight free radicals and sun exposure, like the damage that UVA and UVB rays do to your skin. So it works really well hand in hand with vitamin C. Product, so literally like just a couple drops, and then pat/press that into my skin. I try to avoid doing a lot of like this if I'm not doing like a cleanser, and even then I try to be fairly gentle with it. Sometimes I get a little aggressive, but with stuff that doesn't have that much slip, I don't want to be pulling too hard. And you'll see sometimes I do like this just to kind of, I don't know, it's like a little bit of a face massage, but I don't like to do a lot of like too much pulling on my skin. So with this, I just pat it. And because I'm not using the toner to do the 7 skin method, which means you do, like with your toner, couple drops or a couple sprays in my case, pat, spray, drop, or drop, pat, and you do that 7 times. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that. Since I don't do that with the acid toner because it is acid based and I don't want to go too heavy with it, I go with three or 4 skins or layers of the hydrating essence on the days that I'm doing the acid-based toner. So I just kind of pat that in until I get that like nice kind of dewy plump feeling, which happens pretty quick with the Blythe because it's a little bit thicker than a normal like super watery toner. It has some weight to it, and those vitamin E capsules are almost feel like little bits of cream-based fluid, so it actually makes it feel a little bit heavier. If you've ever used the Claire Supple Preparation Toner, it's actually a little bit heavier than that. If you've used the Maycoop Raw Sauce, it's kind of in the same realm for consistency. Has a wonderful kind of like clean scent, but there's just a little bit of sweetness, slightly herbal with it as well, and I just love it. Unfortunately, now that Peach and Lily stopped carrying it, I think they were the ones that provided it to Sephora, which was the other major retailer that sold it, and Sephora has all their Blythe products on sale right now, so I'm assuming those are going away. You can still find a selection of the Blythe products on Yes Style. That's one of the few places that I found it where it isn't exorbitantly overpriced. Of course, you can find it on Amazon and eBay, but sometimes you're paying 2 or 3 times more than what you should be. Your price point for this should be around $30 to $40 USD. If it's anything more than that, then I would try to search elsewhere. So that's that. Okay, so we've got our toner on, our essence on. I'm going to do a sheet mask tonight because I have been slacking on my sheet mask reviews. And so I'm trying to get through this larger set of sheet masks. The one that I'm working on right now is from Holika Holika, and it's their Pure Essence mask sheets. So this was a set of 10. I've got 4 left to get through in the next 4 days. And so I'm going to throw on one of these. I'm going to quickly talk about them as a whole. I'm going to talk a little bit about them all together, and then I'm just going to pick one. So they're all, at least the ones that I've used, are all really, really watery, thin essence-based masks with a nice thin cotton mask material. The essence, at least in the ones that I've used, is alcohol-free, added fragrance-free, which is really, really nice, or synthetic fragrance-free. Which is awesome. You don't really find that in sheet masks, especially ones that are at this low of a price point from Holika Holika of all places. They have a pretty clean ingredients list as far as like drying alcohols and that type of thing. And so I really appreciated the formulas. Every single one that I've used so far is generally hydrating, gives you a lot of that water-based hydration. And a couple of them have offered a little bit of brightening, that kind of thing. But outside of the Centella asiatica, and some of them have aloe leaf, that type of thing. Outside of that core formula, the actual key ingredient or special ingredient in them hasn't really been doing much for me. Sheet mask to sheet mask, they all kind of feel the same. Even the shea butter one that I expected to be more emollient and maybe a little bit more occlusive felt exactly the same as the lemon and the cucumber. So I feel like it's another one of those sheet mask sets where the featured ingredient isn't really that featured, right? They all kind of do the same thing. They just need that ingredient to create a different package and, a different promise for each mask. But at the end of the day, they kind of all do the same, which is fine because what they do offer is a lot of hydration, a really nice essence formula, and it's very affordable. So it's not to say that these aren't good. It's just that I'm not going to pick up the avocado one and be like, oh my gosh, it's going to be worlds apart from the acai berry one, because at the end of the day, they're all feeling the same to me. So anywho, the other cool thing that I love about these is they open from the corner, and it's a peel open as opposed to a tear. So you actually peel it. See how it peels open like that? It's amazing. I don't know why all sheet masks don't do this, because then you can get right to the mask and all the essence that's down there at the bottom. You don't have to like squeeze it. You just kind of scoop it all out, and there is a lot of excess in these. So, this one's watery. So I'm going to throw this on, and then I'm going to give this guy probably 20 minutes, and then I'll come back, take it off. We'll see kind of maybe if there's any difference in my skin from using this. And then we'll move on to serums, moisturizer, and night cream. Oh, and eye cream. We've still got a ways to go. So there's that. Wow, I've never done this in front of a camera before. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, that was a mess. As I was doing, I was like, wait, hold on. This feels weird. That's good enough. I mean, I'm not super particular. Some people want to get like every single little crease and fold and bubble flattened, and kudos to you if you can do that easily. But I struggle with my sheet masks pretty hard, depending on the sheet mask. Like, look at that fold up there. But yeah, it's okay. We're not going to worry about it. Yeah, even the first few times that I used a sheet mask, I actually had to throw away a couple of them because it was so folded and so like distorted for me attempting to unfold it and get it like opened up that I just got so frustrated I would ball it up and just throw it away and be like, I'm not even doing this. But I've slowly gotten mildly better. I mean, that looks okay. That usually I'd pull that out, but we're not going to worry about it today because I just kind of want to get this on and keep cranking through. So as you can see, I dumped the excess essence in my hands. I try to get the area where my giant face isn't covered by the mask. So I do that. I get down to the chin and neck area just to get some essence on that area. And then kind of, you know, pat down what I can pat down, but I'm not too concerned. You can see that this adheres actually really well. Usually I have a lot of problems with it adhering to the chin area. I mean, it's kind of coming off, but it's not too bad because I do have my stubble here and then down here. Sometimes this won't stick down, but this does a good job even with some facial hair, some stubble of adhering. Sometimes those thicker sheet masks or those papery ones will just be flapping at the bottom. So kudos to Holika. I'm shocked at how good this mask material is, how decent that essence formula is, and considering I think these were less than $1 each. I think they were maybe 75 cents a piece on Amazon. So, and I love that peel apart packaging. So anyway, I'm gonna turn you off. I'm gonna set the timer for 20 minutes. I'll come back, remove this, pat in the excess essence, talk about the results, and then we'll move on. All right, bye-bye. Hello. So by nature, when my timer goes off, I immediately go to like reach for the mask and pull it off like right as soon as my timer goes off. And I was like, what? I still have the video to do. So I had it halfway down and ran to the bathroom. So just rinsing my hands. That way I can keep going with my steps. And so I'm just gonna gently pat in this excess essence. There isn't a ton from that mask. My skin absorbs it pretty well, but it gives kind of a nice kind of hydrated glow. It's just very basic hydration. That was the acai berry one, so from that I would expect some antioxidant power, which isn't going to be visible, but also because that's naturally going to have some vitamin C and there's some other ingredients in there, I'd look for maybe some mild brightening. But like I said, with these sheet masks from Holika, I'm not seeing a ton of like, oh my gosh, my skin is drastically different. It just does a really good job of imparting a lot of water-based hydration, which you need to seal in with some sort of occlusive layer, like an emollient or just like some sort of good moisturizer that's going to seal stuff up, or like a facial oil or something like that, just to lock all that in. Otherwise, it's just going to go poof right back out into the air, all that hydration and moisture. So I like it. It doesn't leave like a sticky or tacky residue, even on the areas that I just smoothed some essence on. Usually that's where I'm going to get a lot of stickiness, where the mask wasn't touching. But it's just it's a good essence formula for being such an affordable mask. So that's that. Let's go into my eye cream first, because then I'm going to mix my serums with my moisturizer. So the one that I'm using right now is the Innisfree Jeju Orchid eye cream. This is one that was gifted to me from a friend. Let's see. Just trying to find a spatula. She gifted this to me almost a year ago, and I just haven't gotten around to it because I had a lot of other eye creams. And I actually had this in my sample bag because she gave it to me along with some other sample size products. So I assumed this was a sample size too. I'm thinking maybe it was a moisturizer, like a face moisturizer. And then I was going through my samples. I was like, oh, this is an eye cream. And then I looked it up and I was like, this is 30 mils and the full size that they're selling is 30. So she gave me her full size of this. And I think she had only used it like once. So I like it. I did a full review on it. I'll probably do a battle of the eye creams someday. It's hydrating or moisturizing. It's slightly emollient. And it has sodium hyaluronate and some other really nice ingredients in it. My only thing is it's pretty fragrant, which is fine, but I'm not the hugest fan of super highly fragranced eye products. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And then the whole thing about it is the orchid. It's called the Innisfree Jeju Orchid Eye Cream, but if you actually look at the ingredients list, orchid is so far down on the list. It's like much lower than fragrance, much lower than everything else, to the point that I'm like, are you really just throwing in the teensiest little drop of orchid so you can keep it in line with the marketing for that? I probably look ridiculous. Just so you can keep it in that orchid line. And I kind of felt the same way about some of their other products that I've used. I don't know where Blueberry falls on the cleanser. and I like that product, but this just, the whole orchid theme seems just to be more about what it smells like than what that ingredient's actually going to do for your skin. Having said that, it's still plenty moisturizing. There's lots of the actual formula has a lot of really hydrating ingredients, so I don't mind it. It's just that I'm going to keep looking for something else. This one just isn't my favorite. So the reason I do this crazy thing is I do 4 dots going up to my temple. I do just above my eyebrow, and then I do my forehead where I have my forehead lines that you can see. Hi guys. And then I don't have any really like deep lines here, but it's preventative, I guess. And then you just take your finger that's next to your pinky finger, that's the weakest one out of the bunch, so it's going to be the most gentle, and you're just going to gently pat this product in. I think I've shown this before. So I come around, come up, come around, and then I kind of do that same motion, only I go up to the eye, and then once again up to the forehead, and then bring it down. So I mean, some people would say, Anthony, you're pretty much just putting eye cream on your whole face, which, yeah, all right, I guess so. Whatever works. So I'm pretty generous with my eye creams because it's all preventative, and I want to make sure that that area is getting the moisture and the hydration that it needs. And then I just come down here and kind of pat that out. And I'll usually use all fingers just to kind of do a little tapping massage to that area, still very gentle, and that's it. So that's that. That product does absorb pretty quickly too, considering how much I use of it and the fact that it is pretty thick. So it's good. It's a good eye cream. I think when I did my review, I said I personally wouldn't purchase it again because there's other products that I'm interested in trying, and this didn't like blow me away. But if you're looking for a nice basic hydration eye cream, I don't think there's anything wrong with giving this a try. I wasn't scared by the ingredients list. It's just that I was kind of bummed that it's like Jeju orchid and it actually smells pretty intensely of flowers, but the actual amount of orchid in it is like so incredibly minuscule. So there's that. Okay, so we're just about done, guys. We've got a couple more steps. Moisturizer and serum. This is a little combo. So I am using right now the Sweet Chef Superfood Vitamin Moisture Boost. Sorry, that's backwards. This just came out was it last week or the week before, from Sweet Chef, which is a sister brand to Glow Recipe. And this moisturizer includes vitamins A, B, and C. It also has, is it reishi mushroom, and a couple other ingredients in it that just make it really, really interesting, and it's a very robust moisturizer. But it's very inexpensive comparatively. I think this is $18. You can get it at Target, you can get it at Sweet Chef website, and I think some Urban Outfitters locations also carry it. But I just take, it's kind of this like whipped, kind of creamy texture. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's interesting. It reminds me a little bit of the Peach and Lily matcha pudding antioxidant cream, or whatever that's called. In consistency, this is a little bit more of a traditional like cream moisturizer, whereas the pudding kind of has a little bit of that gelatinous kind of feel to it. So it's close but not identical. So I'll just put a little smear of that right on my hand. And then the serums that I'm using right now are also from Sweet Chef. So you've got the ginger vitamin C serum shot. And then I'm cocktailing that with the Sweet Chef vitamin B serum shot. Or I'm sorry, beet plus vitamin A. And then the one that I have on my counter, but I haven't started testing it yet, is the kale plus vitamin B. So A, B, and C. So I'm using the ginger one. I've already reviewed it, and this has actually been in my stash. I used it a few months ago. Already did a review on it because I used it for a month. Didn't really care for it that much. It isn't as effective as like other vitamin C serums that I've used, including the Cosrx Triple C Lightning Liquid, and then the Glow Recipe Pineapple C Bright Serum. It's nowhere near as potent as those. So it does some maybe mild brightening, but mostly I'm just using it as a hydrating serum at this point. And I was gonna toss it or give it away to a friend because it's not my style, but I'm just throwing it in with other moisturizers. Sometimes I'll put a couple drops of it in my essence. Sometimes I'll throw it in with like other moisturizers. Maybe I'll throw it in with my night cream, just because, to be honest, I'm just trying to get through it. And it does offer some mild hydration because I think it has sodium hyaluronate and some other ingredients. I'm definitely not using it for its vitamin C or ginger power. It's just kind of meh. But the Beet plus vitamin A serum is a different story. I'm gonna just do it. Sorry, I should have done that more gentle, but just a gentle massage, get it in the skin, maybe press it in. That product, vitamin A, which it has retinol something. It's a retinol derivative ingredient, and so that's what vitamin A is. And it's used to offer some mild exfoliation to help resurface the skin, kind of retexturize, eliminate dark spots, and then kind of reset the skin so your oil production is a little bit more normalized. At least that's what retinol does. So, and it has some anti-aging benefits as well. So, in this, I'm sure has a very, very small amount of vitamin A in it comparatively to like something like a Differin, which has adapalene. It's a different form, but like some other higher concentrated retinol products that require special instructions, don't use on this day, don't mix with this and that. There's not really any cautions that have been provided from Sweet Chef on when to use this, when not to use it, which makes me think there's not a high enough for it to warrant that. But I have noticed, I think this is the second week I've been using it. The texture of my skin has improved. It just feels softer in general in the mornings. When I've been using it daily, morning and night. So I don't know if that's a direct relation to the vitamin A or just the fact that the serum, I'll show you some on my hand. You think of a serum as like a really watery texture for the most part. This has more of like a thicker serum. You see how it has a decent kind of weight to it, and it's a thicker consistency than a normal serum, which would kind of maybe just run off my hand. So I don't know if that consistency is what's causing that nice soft feeling to the skin, or if it really is that, or smooth feeling, or if it really is that vitamin A and doing some work there. So either way, I'm happy with that serum. It's pretty affordable. I think it's $20, and a little bit does go a long way. I just use 2 drops in the morning and 2 drops at night. So 4 drops per day total, and I just add that right into that moisturizer, a couple drops of that, a couple drops of my hydrating booster, my vitamin C, and I mix that all up and put that right on. So I like it. I would recommend people trying it, especially if you have texture issues or bumps on your skin and you're looking just to kind of get a more even look. It seems to be doing a pretty decent job. So there's that. And then my last thing for the night is just going to be a night cream. I alternate between a facial oil and a night cream. Every other day I swap. And so tonight is night cream or sleeping mask time, and I'm going to be using the Glow Recipe Avocado Melt Sleeping Mask. So this product has avocado oil, it has avocado, the actual flesh of the avocado in it as well. So that color that you see is natural from the avocado in the formula. And so I put a little smear on my hand like that, and kind of get it on the hands, and this one I press. I kind of get the eye area too. I don't have an issue with that with this product. It doesn't burn the eyes, and it seems fairly gentle. Does have added fragrance, and I do not like it. It reminds me of I was telling somebody on Facebook, it reminds me of the floor cleaning product that my mom would used to buy, and sometimes my grandparents used to buy, or like family members. It was like a generic brand Pine Sol, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was not actual Pine Sol. It was something else. And it just had this weird kind of like pine fresh slash generic cleansing product, and I hated mixing it in the kitchen sink and then mopping the floor with whatever the heck it was. And this smells a lot like it. But I am totally willing to overlook that scent because has totally helped manage my oil production because it has a lot of emollient oils. My skin stays hydrated all night because it just locks everything in. The next morning, my skin still has that like kind of slip from the product, and it hasn't really gone away. And the product that I've applied underneath, your toner's essences, haven't gone away either. It just holds everything in overnight. And I feel like when I put my humidifier on, it draws some more moisture to my skin, and my skin has never felt so like plump and soft and just like amazing the next day. It just has this wonderful finish. Some people might find it a little too oily, a little too heavy, especially if you have super oily skin. But if you're able to work this into your routine, even a little bit mixed with like their watermelon version, or if you have another night product that you're using, if you're able to get a little bit of this in, it just locks in so much moisture and provides so much nourishment. The avocado has been amazing. I really like it. I think I'm on week 3, and I use it every other day, and I've only used, I've kind of taken a couple good scoops out of it, but I've got plenty left. So this thing will last and last. Did not expect to like it as much as I am because I wasn't a big fan of the watermelon glow sleeping mask. So I was kind of like, we'll see how this goes with another Glow Recipe product, but it just feels so nice. And I could even do maybe a facial massage now. I have a sake glass that I use to like drain the lymph nodes and then just kind of help facilitate circulation. But I'm not going to do that. We're already running super late next time when I have less steps to go through. But yeah, I love that product. I'm really liking it. Can't wait to do my review on it. But it just feels nice. I always have acne, hyperpigmentation marks here. I have some pitted acne scars on my temples, but it really is helping to even out my skin texture in general. I'm super happy. At least the beet, and then the avocados coming in and just adding a lot of like emollient and based moisture, hydration, and a lot of nourishment. So happy as can be. I'm all glowy after my nighttime routine. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be back soon with a get ready with me video so we can talk about my daytime routine, which to be honest isn't that much different, but we'll go through it because there's a couple products that I swap out. So anywho, thank you guys. Make sure to follow me Instagram at ajkbeauty. My blog is ajkbeauty.wordpress. And yeah, that's all I got for you. So have a excellent evening and stay glowing. Bye.